Alright guys, it's your boy back again with another video. Um I know it's been a couple days since I last hit y'all with something. Um I don't like to do videos I'm not motivated to do, and I know this is about to be a contradiction because honestly I'm not really that motivated to do this one. But Zoe and BI talked today, so I kind of feel obligated to some degree. Um I'm not gonna dig too deep into this. To be honest, I did another video right before this one, and I got irritated halfway through just thinking about it because I actually hated the fucked up ass questions that were being asked. Um, I would have preferred personally to, like, okay, I don't want to hear the talk. I know they got to do this, but I don't want to hear talks about, hey, what are your thoughts on Stan Van Gundy being a new coach? I want to hear that shit. What do you think about Bi? Getting paycheck to Lonzo? Like, hey, how do you feel now that you got paid? I get it, to some degree you got to ask those questions. But I would have preferred that the media members would have sat there and said, hey, you know, Lonzo or Bi, is there anything you did this off season that us or fans are not privy to that you want to discuss? Charity fundraising events, summer camps or something like that, workouts with the kids, anything, different or new that you tried. I know COVID is going on, but is there anything like that you wouldn't mind sharing? And that would have given us some insight to these guys that we could have worked with. It's non-basketball related, or to some degree it could be non-basketball related. But what if Vi would have been like, because they'll mention, oh, he gave some shoes to people back home, blah blah blah. But what for instance, Lonzo and his family were giving away free meals the other week. You know what I'm saying? It would have been nice. So, like, Zoe could have said, "Oh yeah, so me, my pops, and my brothers, and my family, we all went outside to such and such to this impoverished black neighborhoods and stuff, and we gave away food to the needy. You know, and I just want to make sure people were aware, that what we're doing with his triple B's, and even Mello being with Puma, and me going my own way with my company I started, Apollo Zo. He could have used, they could have used that opportunity to promote the guys, and the guys could have used that opportunity to promote themselves in that way. Maybe some people don't know that Lonzo started his own clothing line, his own company, his own brand, Apollo Zo. So now you give people like us the chance to be like, oh, okay. And like I said, it's much more personable. It helps the local community to build a rapport. And then maybe some businesses or people might want to reach out and be like, hey, Zo, since you're Pels, and everything, can we sell your merchandise in the store? Can we, link up with you, do business? And it helps the community get to know them, and it gets them out in the community. And it's not okay, it's just Beyond Alonzo the player. It's just like, hey, these guys are human beings too, they care. So to me, I'm disappointed in the media for that. Let alone you got some of these guys out here, the local haters, um, that ask some of these stupid ass questions and stuff and show favoritism. They talk their shit online, but now that they're in front of the player, they won't say some of the stuff that they were saying online. They ask their one dull dry question and keep their mouth shut and leave it at that. And it's just like, then they'll come back and write a whole article, do a whole podcast talking about how bad that guy is, or in particular Zoe, because they don't like him. They'll be like, okay, well, Zoe's going to be a wing player because that's all he's good for. He needs to come off the bench. He isn't any good. All kinds of fuckery. So, you know, I really wish, the Pels media would step up in that vein. And I'm not even going to keep it to the Pels, just media in general. Like, I'd much rather want to know personal stuff about these guys. Yeah, we know Lonzo's going to give the stoic same answers. We know how Bi is going to give his normal answers. Glory to God. Yada 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 to the Most High. We know that. I would have much rather, if they're not talking about actual basketball stuff, let's get to know these guys. Okay, you know, let's push them, as because the NBA is like branding. They push the brands of players. The players are at the forefront. It would be nice if the Pelicans, who gets very little media attention, gets to push these guys out here, at least in Louisiana, and then they could grow here in Louisiana, and then if for whatever reason if they get traded or whatever, they still have an impact down here, even as they go on. You might be like, okay, okay, let's look at it this way. They did stuff for Drew and his wife, so now you guys know about their contributions and him giving away his paychecks and yada 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 and all this other stuff. But to me, it's just like, can we get better? You know, we demand the players to get better. Can the media get better? You know, I wouldn't necessarily call myself part of media right now because I think to some degree there's a money exchange for media, and I don't get paid to do this shit. I just do this stuff because I like it. I would like to get paid, um, but with that, I don't ask for subscribers because I want people to actually subscribe to me because they're like, hey, I like your content. Let me subscribe. I'm not gonna sit here and be posting on a whole bunch of platforms and be like, hey, I need followers. Come subscribe to me so I can, get monetized. I would love to get monetized, but if I don't, so be it. Um, but I'm not getting paid to do this. These guys, this is their livelihood. I would just like better of the Pels media in that thing. Some of the guys are great at their job, like Will Guillory, Christian Clark, and some of the others are just kind of like, That's one thing I do miss about the Lakers. The Lakers media was on it. They was on that shit. Um, they had stuff up quick, even game highlight stuff. That it was one of the things I talked to DJ about. I was like, man, Pels, it take 15, 20, 30 minutes just to find out a play that happened like in the first quarter. Meanwhile, the Lakers, they had that shit within like 2 minutes. You're like, oh, okay, what's the play? Oh, okay, damn, that was heat. You like the scores be different by the time you get that shit. It's like, oh, that's a first quarter highlight. Well, shit, the score way different now. What the fuck? I mean, goddamn. So, that's just me. But they really didn't talk about too much. Lonzo came out and said, his goal is to basically get a triple double. Um, that's his aim. He says he knows he's good for a triple double every night. Um, I'm expecting some of the Pels media to go in on him about that statement and maybe like critique him, like, you've only got this number of triple doubles a season, so you're not good for it. You're gonna have to improve. I expect their normal rah rah. Okay. Um, like I said, I just want better for the media. I want better for the guys. The core and everything. And I know they basically saying we're building around Bi and Zion, and so they're the core. But I gotta say, I don't get how you have that core without Lonzo and Josh Hart right now. Yeah, of those guys, you may say by skill set, Josh Hart is probably the most replaceable. Um, but and, a lot of people were iffy on Zoe. My thing is, they came over as a unit. These guys need to grow as a unit. They need to stay together as a unit. Look at um, the Warriors. Clay, Steph, and Dre have been the linchpins of that team, and is the reason they've had prolonged success. Um, you can go back and look at all kinds of other teams: Magic, Worthy, Kareem, Bird, McHale, and a couple others. I'm not going to go into. It's like Celtics had a lot of guys, you know, as their core. Ron Harper, MJ, Pippen, or Pippen, MJ, Rodman, as the core. Granted, they switch pieces out here and there. Um, you know, all kinds of stuff, But I would prefer it if it's. I know this is we're in a duo league right now, but hey, include those guys until they're not on the team. Include those guys. Even include Nall and Jackson Hayes because they were drafted for a purpose on this team. Include those guys. Show those guys some respect. They're part of the core. I know they're not the big names. They're not the big draw because you put Ball, Lonzo, Melo, Jello. It's going to get attention. It's going to get clicks. Zion, obviously, and now Bi is an all-star, but to a lesser extent to those other guys. Those guys are going to get tons of clicks. But it'd be nice if they showed a little bit more respect to some of the other younger players. But Lonzo would have to go out there and average a triple double for a season, and even still, depending on how he gets it. If it's a 10-10-10, they say, he didn't do anything, he still went scoring, blah, blah, he hurt the team. But if he go get like 18, 11, and 10, it'd be like, okay, we respect you now. It's politics, that bullshit, but, you know. So, that's my thing. This ain't gonna be a long video. It's not too much that was said that really needs to be addressed. It's same old chicanery and fuckery. So, we'll see who they interview tomorrow because they usually post that around like 5 to 7. It'll be like, okay, tomorrow, tune in. We'll have, probably Josh Hart and JJ or No and Hayes or some shit. But hell, they may pull a fast one to give us Winyan and Sedarius or something like that, whatever. But right now, I'm just waiting for them to start practicing and maybe we'll get more input. We'll start hearing, like I said before, maybe we'll start hearing, hey, Lonzo has been killing it in practice. Lonzo looks like a different player, which would be great. We'd love to see that. Then we can get to the preseason, see how he looks, then the regular season and everything. So, like I said, this is going to be a short one today. I feel obligated to do this one. But honestly, this is probably more of a like fuck the media rant instead of actual talk about so and BI yada yada yada. But I don't want to dig too deep into it because there's really not a lot to take out of that or to talk about in my eyes. It's the same old girly bullshit. So it's your boy. Peace. I hope y'all have a good one. Be safe.